but also, yeah, remembering, right? Like remembering these things. I haven't recorded like the classes. And of course, as you start working on it, I mean, I can respond to questions and this and that. But you still need to build a 3D model, right?
Yes, I was going to do that now.
But to build it, you know how to build it, right?
Yes, I know.
You know how to 3D model. So start with that, and as you start working on it, we can help you and respond to questions to help you, and we'll do that. We need to move on, of course. And yes, start building it, but the things like pay attention to to today's class, so that you don't once again miss one, trying to catch up for the other one, right? Today we're doing similar things in representation of using Adobe Illustrator and using Photoshop and linking files. By creating this type of section, Cavalier projection, and a one-point perspective render. Looking at it from the top view. I think we can start with this one. Zoom in. So you're going to have at the end 211 by 17. One is going to be the Cavalier projection, and the other one is going to be a one-point perspective render / collage. So for instance, the steps for the Cavalier projection are these ones. You scale one in the top view, you scale to the factor of 0.75, and then you share negative 45 to the right, and negative 45 in the top view. Now what do we need to start working on those operations is screen 6. I'm going to open the file. That is to use the same file, guys, the same 3D model, so we don't 3D model to produce this, right? So open the file, and all you need is this. I'm gonna open a new one, so I can use another 3D model instead of that. I'm gonna use the model that I've been using with you guys, which is this ARC model. So this model is the same one that I used for Spring 5. But it's taking a while to open. So open the model, for instance this, I'm gonna erase it. I'm gonna clean the file. This is already a copy, right?
In Rhino, or okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna go into Rhino. And just have the model in a copy. I'm gonna use that one. That's what I want to use. And my steps are going to be in this file. Right? And I also gonna go. I'm gonna go slow to show you here. The steps are going to be these ones, right? Scroll 1D in the top view. That's going to be the first step. So make a copy. Again, open your file. Create a copy because we will modify this. So create a copy. Eso está diciendo Víctor.
Fucking shit.
So I'm gonna, these are plays, though it's not very well marked. And notice one thing, this is specific to this model. I want this to be my, I want this to be the front. That makes sense? Because notice, I'm going to produce this, right? Yeah? So there's going to be a front, something that is in that plane. And I want that to be, I want that front to be this. Uh-huh.
Which direction is that
You
facing?
understand that this, I want this to be the front. Meaning like, I need to rotate this. So that it's going to be, I need to change the orientation of that element. So that now, in the front view, this is the front, yeah? So that's going to be the section, right? That's the front, but I want it to be the section. Yeah? And in this case, I can push. Push meaning like move this inside. Inside the space, so that it's not in the same plane of the section.
But that's just because that one was outside, right? Like,
Yes.
okay.
So anyways, that's the front now, right? That's gonna change the orientation of that element. The curves. And now I'm just making sure that in this file, I'm hiding the curves right now. So then I want to grab this and this. Just make sure I move it. Beyond the cutting plane. And I'm just checking that these planes are intersecting. Yeah. So that's it. Changing the orientation. I'm going to show the curves again. So that the front, right, is the arc, right? That depends on, that's going to be the section. So now going back to the first step, you see this one? So we should do this together, right? This is a new file, okay? Forget about Spring 5. This is Spring 6. So again, in the top view, we're going to scale 1D, and we're using the scale factor of 0.71. So it's here, in the top view, right? And a scale 1, not a scale 1. This is, the steps are really important how we do them. So the selection and scale 1D, and then you click on a point. You click on a point and make sure ortho is on. And I think at this moment, after the first point, you click on the 0.75, and that's gonna like, it's gonna make it smaller in that direction, the direction of the mouse. and then you at that moment then you're gonna click, and it will shrink. It will make it smaller. Yeah. That's the scale 1D command. Like make sure you use the step, you do the steps exactly how they are.
Scale 1D.
Scale 1D.
Can you do that one more time?
You missed it, right?
Yeah.
So in this case the steps are really important. It's not like you have to do exactly in this order. The scale 1D, and you have to click on a point here. And after clicking on that point, you have this line has to be straight. That orientation has to be straight. And without clicking, you have to type the 0.75 scale factor and press enter. When you press enter, it's going to activate the command. And you're going to see that it's shrinking the space, that is making it smaller. After you type 0.75 enter, and then you click to accept the final step. You click to accept the command.
Click on the point
On
on
the
the top.
screen. It says on the screen.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's the last step in this in the command, right?
But it just
It makes
scales it
smaller.
like vertical, right?
It will make it smaller.
Yeah. Okay.
In the top view. Yeah, it will make it smaller. Make it smaller in the top view. And then so that's the first step here. And then the second step is shear nearly 45 degrees in the right view, and then shear nearly 45 degrees in the top view. So let's see. I think it's backwards actually, but let's see. Shear nearly, I'm gonna do it first. So in the right view, nearly 45. That's one. And in the top view now, negative 45. Yeah. Exactly. It's not like this. That's what I thought. It's backwards.
So share nearly 45 in right view.
No, wait. It's like this. It's shear the negative 45 in the top,
Ah,
and then it's so first is the top, and then it's shear also negative 45 in the right. And that's one.
Wow. So cool. Whoa.
So the work life is three steps, right? Those three steps. So just memorize those three steps to create this, right? So this is how we're gonna look at the space. Yeah, you understand? 3 steps, right? It's just this moves between the top and the right view, and you have to kind of move around this and transform the object so that it produces this type of projection.
Hey, if something,
So these are strange, right?
yeah, like one of my windows, you see that line, that black line that you have right there, to the left of the screen?
Oh, in the background?
Yeah, in the background. It's something like that for me, but it's like the window frames.
But
Yeah.
see, in this case, I would just delete that element.
Just
right?
delete it. Okay.
I will clean it up. Those things. But I think everything else, just image is good, right? Like for instance, even if it's, well, no, that's not, I will that one is fine. I'm gonna keep it. Just like that. That's how we'll keep it. Yeah? Okay, so we're here, right? So what's next, guys? To make the pudding.
Extrude the bottom.
And
Will you extrude the bottom,
extrude the bottom, what do you mean?
the concrete slab or the slab on grade?
Oh, you mean to do it like this one?
Yeah.
We can do it after. For instance, I will do it just here. Right? So the next step right now will be, I'm gonna save it because I make 2D may crash. So I will save it before. And here I will just make 2D. And go from there, see what it produces, what it's gonna produce from there. So I'll just, after those different moves, then I will make that 2D.
On top, right?
And the top view, yeah.
So this is the make 2D that might take a long time, like the other ones.
This is going fast, right? In my case, I think so. Still working.
And still projection, view, object properties by outward layer and then tangent edges, something like this?
Only tangent.
Oh, only tangent?
Yeah. So this one finished. So you can see it here. You see? Yeah. Good, right? So you should create a line. That. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay, did it work for you guys? The make 2D? Were you able to do it? With
Yeah.
2D? So now I'm gonna go back to the original, right, which I have here, the copy, before the transformation. Which is this one, right? That's the copy. I don't know if I have, this is not very well organized in these layers. But the idea is to basically, I'm hiding these elements. You can just turn them off with a layer, that's there, right? And also kind of hiding the curve. So basically I have these, right? The bones of and this one. So I have this, yeah? So we want to come back to this one because we want to use the command section. I'm gonna select this and see what we get, right, from there. So notice, this is what I got, right? The section of that area, yeah? If I want to get like, you see like, it didn't get, because it's cutting through these elements here, but we didn't get this one, right? We have to go in a little bit inside the section. In other words, if I try section again, right? So now I have that arch of that. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna kind of combine both, right? In a very simple way. So I'm gonna rotate 3D. So that I can see them in top view here. So this one. I'm gonna stop there. So again, what I did is I use the original one and the section command so that I can produce this. And now here, this is gonna be, I know that this is gonna be heavy, so I'm gonna set this. I'm gonna start, basically I'm gonna draft the section. And complete some of the lines, that I'm missing here. There is actually a ground. There is that element there. I think this is fine. I'm missing a line here. So again, I'm just drafting the section, and I need a ground, like the ground here. So I'm just gonna create a single line. That's the ground. And also the thickness of that element there. And even here, well, I can do that. So that was just a reference. So this is the one that I wanted to use. I'm gonna combine this with this one.
But it's not gonna be the same size, right? Or will it?
Yeah, it's the same size.
Okay.
It should match.
Mm.
Right?
Mhm. If when we made it 2D, it didn't do a couple like lines in the inside of the room, is that normal or did we do something wrong perhaps?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
But you need to draft them.
Right, okay.
So I'm gonna set this in the medium, and then this one is gonna be heavy, man. We can make the section so that it's continuous, so that the whole thing is gonna continuous. I'm just thinking about it. But I'm saying like, delete this, delete that. Delete this, and then select this. Then here. Yeah, so it's continuous here. Even here we can trim. So that is once again continuous.
Is that so it's easier in Illustrator or?
No, not here in Rhino.
No, but are you doing that so it could be easier in Illustrator?
No,
Okay.
no, it's easier here.
I think it's because it's the section.
And then here, no? Well, you see this has to touch. So this is just drafting, so the section is more like continuous. And then join them. Let's see, should be a close curve. This is an open curve, you see, it's open somewhere. You see? I don't know where.
So you just type in close curve and everything closes?
Sometimes,
Oh.
but not in this case. It is still open somewhere. I don't know where. It's maybe here. it's gonna be there. Some overlap. There is an overlap right there. Okay. I need to draft it again. No. I need to draw a circle. This is my new circle. Something strange there. So it's just but it's not going to coincide with this one.
Well, can you drag the little point from the overlap to the other point or no?
You gotta just dry them. Same as well.
Yeah, it's because it's doing this, right? And that's because the model, this model like this model not very accurate.
Oh, it overlapped. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
That's but that's, in other words, that's how it is, right? But it's because that's the model. That's how it was model. So now this is a closed curve, closed curve. Now if I place them, if I move this into place, let's say that everything that is inside can activate. I need to clean this. But the rule is that everything inside
The section frame?
the section plane is goes away. And you just have to go through the section. And do sometimes delete, sometimes trim. Delete this, delete. Delete this one. So I will trim this one here. And here. Okay. That's really nice, huh? So now, yeah, everything, the section is clean, right? You can clearly see the section plane right there. And everything else will be in the same lane. And again, you see how this is that space, right? So I just want to put it next to it. We are missing, I'm gonna say, yeah. And then, so we need to know what's 11 percentage and what's the scale. So let's say that is 1/4.
So 48.
So you just put it 1/4. So it's not if it's right, and 1/4 is a good scale. So I'm just gonna do the rounding box. To center the paper into the frame. And it's there. And then I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna try to do the curve boolean. If it works. You know, because this thing is always right. The other day didn't work, but let's see today. And it's gonna start over. I think it's just a computer, guys. With a more powerful computer, these things work much faster, much better. So it is just a matter of the computer. But let's see if this works. It should work, honestly. If not, then we will still have tricks to make it work in Illustrator. But ideally we can do it here, right? No. Those are the steps, guys. So there are two types of projection we're gonna learn in this sprint 6. This will be the one for today. We'll do the other one on Tuesday.
Okay.
And so the next step is to do the curve boolean, put it into Illustrator, and then learn one more tool in Illustrator to color some of the surfaces. But let's see, we can get through the whole workflow if the curve boolean actually works. So next week is week 8, right?
Yeah.
Week 8. Well, it's still 3 more weeks.
And then
8, 9, 10. Of course, the week 10 becomes the week where you're just gonna finishing up your studio projects and trying to complete things for the studio, maybe.
Yeah.
The house, right? This house. You guys got midterms?
Mhm.
You guys, Victor, you were gonna go and see the undergrads? Did you go?
No, I didn't go. We were working on our studio project.
So no one did, right?
Hey, I have a question. You're teaching a course in summer, and it's called something design.
Something design.
Yeah, what is that?
704? Design.
It's something that it says for people that didn't get to finish their studios for undergrad for first year or something, and it says design something, and it has your name in it.
I don't know.
It's 6 credits. So you don't know, like,
You know the number of the
I
course?
think it's a makeup studio class.
it's a make us like okay.
But do you see this one, Mia, also?
The Vertical Studio or which one?
No me fijé.
I don't know.
It has your name in it.
I don't think so.
No.
No. I don't think so. I mean, I'm teaching one studio for grads.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
But it said first year though.
No, I'm teaching one. It is first year grads. Yeah.
Oh, first year grad.
It's
Oh,
first year
Mario.
grads. Yeah. I think that's the class you sound.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
teaching,
that's
I'm
what I
teaching
thought.
one studio.
Okay.
And summer. In Rhino, no? I think so.
Yeah, right.
Is
That's
that
it.
Rhino or something?
Well, I don't know. I can't take it. I don't know.